Hello everyone! If you didn't watch the first part, go watch it because it's the basis of everything. Now this is the second part of the secrets of optimization. First thing, and terrain. We didn't talk about terrain in the last part, and terrain is very important. Now everything seems okay, like normal in this terrain, but if you actually go inside, you can see that I made holes here, and it's the same premise like in the last part, that what players don't see, they don't have to see. Now the way you can do this very easily, also here, and the way you can do this is you go to view, you press terrain editor, go to edit and select, and basically you just select everything you want to delete. So let's say I would want to delete this part, so I just delete with Ctrl X, or just deleting it normally. And as you can see here, I didn't continue with terrain here, I didn't do like some hills there or something, because this was a big map. So I just did everything that player can see, and then just abruptly ended it. Okay? Next thing, and I totally forgot about this, but because it is so no-brainer for me, but I just want to say it because it is very important. So lighting, you need to use as least lighting as possible. As you can see here, I used only one part in point light, as point light. The less the better, on the less parts the better, okay? So some people, what they would do is, instead of me putting one part, putting it on one part, they would put one part here with lighting, yeah, another here, another here, and another here. Okay, and now you might say, okay Andre, but what if I have actual like lamp here, or like actual model of lighting? What if it is just not like lighting coming out of nowhere like you have here? Well, then what you need to do is again have one part where lighting is coming from, and then have like fake lighting, like what players actually see. Okay, so let's say I will do this very quickly, so just so you get my point. So one lighting here, this would be like fake lighting, like when you have lamp on roof of your inside of your house or something. Another would be here, like when you have some game where you have it like in real life, but in reality lighting will be coming out of this one part. Now this part, if it is not a roof, then it can be invisible, of course. So what you could do is have like invisible part between these things, and put transparency on one, and that would be basically the invisible part. But it is even better when it is as a roof, because it's like 2 in 1. Again, like I was explaining in the earlier part, where I was saying the less parts you use, the better. Okay, now we are going more in depth. Now this won't be like the day and night change with optimization, but if you really need to optimize your game as much as possible, what you need to do is like we did here. Now this maybe wasn't much because of the optimization, just maybe because of having it easier time to build it. But basically from far it might not seem like this is all the same texture because it has different colors, but basically all these textures are the same. All these things, this is same texture. So use as least as possible texture as possible. Also, I'm not sure about that, but I think it is better to use material variant than actual texture, like this texture. Yeah, surely it is, because you know texture is only from one side. So wait, let me show you. Insert part. Yeah, insert texture. Oh, yeah. What? Once again, texture. Sorry. Yeah, so texture, instead of spamming texture on every side, use material, go to material manager, then click this create material variant. I think I already made video about this, so go check Build Like a Pro series to learn how to do with this material stuff. It is way better than, you know, just, you know, putting texture on every side. Okay, much better for performance. And using as least as possible textures in the game. For example, you might have not noticed, but this path walk is the same texture as the road path. Now it might seem weird, but it was actually convenient, because this is like historical center. European people might know, but you know, this from America or other sides of part of the world, one might have been confused, like why would you make this you know, ugly old, you know, road here. But it is actually for a reason that it was actually like that in real life, so it was actually convenient for us. I'm not saying, you know, optimize to such level that it would make the map look ugly, or you know, make it look weird or random. I'm not saying that. Okay, I'm saying optimize where you can to make your game faster, but at the same time do not, you know, lower the experience of the players. Again, this is basically all for this video. Also with the lighting, there are different types of lighting, so it's not true that one lighting is better than all others. I heard it somewhere, but it's not right. It depends on where you use it. Like where you need lighting to go to all sides, then you use point light. For example, you need to experiment with it yourself, because I didn't need to, you know, do this. Then you have spotlight. Then it is better when you know you want the lighting go to just one way, okay? And then you also have one more light, surface light. Surface light is maybe like good for insides, if I would have to guess. So you just need to experiment with it yourself. Every type of lighting is better for something else. Also, you won't be like using normal lighting on the whole map. You will be just using, like, you know, this lighting in Explorer, like thing. So sometimes maybe instead of using normal lighting that you insert, maybe it's better to just use this lighting instead of, you know, putting tons of new lighting, because every place has itself lighting from Explorer. So again, if you want next part, hit thumbs up and subscribe, because as I said in the last part, I need these likes and subscribes to, you know, come up with new optimizations, you know, because then I forget. If there is not enough likes, then I forget somehow. So yeah, give me the likes to help me.